right. All right. Yeah, so hi, I joined AiGoLearning about 4 years ago in, I think, 2018 or 2019. And that was even before we became like known as AiGoLearning. We were previously known as Thinkland. And I've been here ever since. I like started off TAing with the like company, and then now I'm a teacher of 2 classes right now because like school's going on. And I also am the director for the whole training department. So if you guys have any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to me or any of the training instructors that I'll point out at the end of the session. Outside of AiGoLearning, I mean, I love listening to music, cooking, and just hanging out with friends and family. All right, so let's get started. So all of you, you were interested in AiGoLearning, but sometimes you just need that little push as to why should I choose AiGoLearning? So basically, we really advocate that teens should teach kids. I mean, even though we've expanded that, like saying to like high school students, college students, and even like professionals who are really well experienced in the industry. We love the idea of people growing as they teach, just like our motto says. So we believe that when you're teaching, you're also learning at the same time, because you might learn something that you never even knew about. But at the same time, you're also teaching kids who most likely have no idea what this is about. So that's just an amazing feeling once you get into it. How many of you have actually had some teaching experience already? Like, all right, nice. So I'm pretty sure like some people, they know how it feels to see like your kids growing, things like that. So that's one thing. Another thing is, I mean, you can make money. So that's, I'd say, a pretty good, thing about AiGoLearning. You can make money, or you can do as volunteering hours. So it's totally up to you how you want to do it. I'll go more into detail about that later. And lastly, we've done everything for you. All you have to do is go through the class material and train and evaluate. That's all you have to do, because we've created the curriculum and we handle the whole Zoom account, paying for it yearly, monthly, whatever it is. And we'll also handle the payment to like paying you, obviously. I'll get more into detail about that a little bit later. But yeah, you should definitely choose AiGoLearning if you're a little unsure of it right now. So as I said earlier, once you had like applied or you signed up for AiGoLearning, you should have gotten an email saying with all of your Thinkland platform login details. So how many of you have actually logged into Thinkland and checked out the platform? All right, good. So I don't know if any of you have actually like messed around with the platform yet. I mean, by mess around, I mean like don't mess anything up, but if you like checked it out. So basically Thinkland is the home of everything that we like do at AiGoLearning. So basically it has all of our teaching content and training courses. So I'll be referring back to it here and there throughout the presentation. I'll even pull it up so that I can show you guys. And it'll have everything that you need to know about the training. And we also have a Scratch editor within the website, because the MIT Scratch platform doesn't like handle it can't take up our ML course that we have with Scratch plus AI. So we created our own version of Scratch that can handle the machine learning portion. So we always ask that no matter what the course is, if it has something to do with Scratch, make sure you're using our website's version. And finally, you can have like direct communication with parents. So if like a student's being a little hard to deal with, you can always just message the parents through that. You can find all of their email addresses within your classroom, and that's all on Thinkland. Yeah, so once you signed up, again, I think majority of you have actually logged into your Thinkland account. So yeah, you can, I think, yeah, majority of you can. I'll just quickly show you the start your classroom. So let me just pull it up. All right. So this is the Start Here Classroom. Hopefully all of you have seen this before. Definitely go on through this one by one for like when you have to. This part, I know a lot of people get stuck here when it says like training week, January 2022. This is like a training week that we had like back in January. And you can check this out if you want to know about like how I should teach a certain like project or how should I do this lesson. Definitely look at these videos. They're really helpful. And then yeah, just go through the rest of the steps that you can find on here. Like we have it pretty decently labeled. And yeah. So I know somebody had asked like, how long does it take? We say like 2 weeks so that you're not like rushed, and then also so that you don't have to rush it all within one day. So if you spread it across 2 weeks, that's pretty good. But yeah, that's a little tip, I guess. Throughout this presentation, I'll be giving you some tips and tricks because I guess I have experience with like the whole thing. So yeah. So yeah, again, open up the Start Here and follow the instructions there. In the Start Here classroom, you will find a Discord server. I would love it if you guys could join that. If you haven't already, please do that because that is where you'll find all of the information that you need to be a teacher with us. So we send out important announcements through that, and you get access to like 600 plus other teachers who are with you. So if you have any questions, you can just reach out to them. And it's also a really good networking way, like really good way to network with people. And also, oh my God, I'm sorry. And also, you can reach out to the training instructors through that as well. So yeah, definitely join the Discord server. I consider it mandatory because I don't like emails. So Discord is the way to really get to me. But yeah, I'll get more into my contact at the end. So when you sign up, right, there's different paths you can take to be a teacher or somewhat involved in AiGoLearning. So the first step is you do your training on ThinkLand, and then after you do that, you're going to do your evaluation. So from your evaluation, you can either become a TA or a teacher. You can even become a TA before you do your evaluation. It's totally up to you. I personally prefer that you do your evaluation first and then you become a TA, because that way, let's say we have a class off, like we can offer you a class the following session. We won't have to ask you to evaluate. You can just do it, and then you can just go straight from a TA to teacher, teach your own class. So there won't be any issue with that. So that's just a little tip, I guess, but totally up to you in the end. If you become a teacher, you can actually become an evaluator towards like after like a session or two, and then we'll train you to become an evaluator. So the people who will be doing your evaluation, we'll be training them how to do it. That's basically it. So sometimes you might have two people in your evaluation, and I wouldn't get too scared. It's just one of them's probably observing at that point. So don't be scared. But again, more information on evaluations a little bit later. So these are all of the courses that we offer. As you can see, it's a pretty long list. It's like, I believe 12 courses right now. And you can find all the teaching materials in step 3 of the Start Here classroom. So what I recommend is actually having the Start Here classroom open on your website, on your computer as well, if you have it open, and just checking with whatever I'm saying. I can also show you. So step 3. Yeah, okay. So step 3, you can find it all here, right? So it has the training video days and then the different classrooms that you can join. And if you click in this, it'll just open up to another website where it says enroll me, and you can click that and you'll get access to all of the course materials. So that's where it's found on the Start Here classroom. So as you can see, there are 2 courses that are actually highlighted on my screen. And these two courses are, when you like go into the Start Here classroom and you click on them, they require an enrollment key, and those are only like given out during certain training weeks. Currently, we do not have any training weeks planned, but so these courses aren't exactly available at the moment because we really want it to be a small group of teachers who can currently teach it, and also to ensure that there's quality in their teaching when it comes to these topics, because these are pretty, I guess, like you're teaching like young kids these topics and it can get complicated. So we want to make sure that the number of people who can teach this, they're qualified enough to do it as well. So yeah, those are the only two courses that you'll need an enrollment key for. But other than that, everything else is pretty free. All right. So again, these are all of the courses that we have. And as you can see, these are the ages that you'll be teaching. So you'll be teaching anywhere from like 5-year-olds to 15 and 16-year-olds. So it might seem a little scary. I mean, it's kids, so they're honestly a little bit scary, but it's okay. I mean, it's also kind of shocking that these kids are able to grasp these ideas from a really young age. So honestly, you won't feel anything like, hopefully you won't feel scared, but at the beginning, you'll be a little nervous. As you can see, we have, for some majority of our courses, we have like 1 to 2 levels. And then our more like basic and like our core classes have 4 levels each. And each level is made, like the curriculum is built to be about 16 hours each. So hopefully you won't run out of the teaching materials, but in case you do, we have extension courses built up. So if you run out of material for like the Scratch classes, we have a 001 plus, which is Scratch game design. And in that course, we'll have even more course material for you to follow. Python, we have an extension for Pygame. And then we have data structures, Arduino, HTML, and Python. Arduino, it's like a hardware class. So if you have any experience with that, I definitely recommend you do consider evaluating for it. So a really frequent question we get is, what is the most popular course you guys have? And it is the, oh yeah, by the way, I'll get to questions like that you send in chat at the end. Sorry, it's just a whole timing thing. But the most popular courses we offer are the Scratch like 001 course and Python, and then finally Scratch plus AI. So Scratch plus AI, it might seem a little scary at first, but honestly, we've built the course to be a little bit more simplified for kids to understand, because honestly, machine learning and AI are things that we learn in college, and then here we're trying to teach that to kids who are like 9 and 10 years old. So while we do keep the terms, we keep some of the terms the same, the concepts are a little bit more simple, and we don't go into too much depth when we're explaining things. So again, if you have any experience in any of these classes, definitely do train and evaluate for this, because you're guaranteed to get a class pretty quickly. Yeah. So evaluation. In the Start Here classroom, you'll find a evaluation Discord server and the evaluation topic for each course. They can be found in the step 4 of the Start Here classroom. And basically the way we conduct these is it's just going to be you and an evaluator, maybe 2, depending on like if it's like an observer. So that is how your evaluation will be conducted. It's just like a mini class. So you don't have to worry about any kids being there during your evaluation, because that's honestly terrifying if your first evaluation, like if you mess it up, it's like a kid. So don't worry about that. We're pretty good actors. The evaluators are pretty good actors. I can say that. We can act like a really annoying 5-year-old to a really bratty 13-year-old. So don't question our acting abilities. And in the end, your overall score is from a 1 to 3, with 1 being the best. But that's not the only thing that we're looking at. I mean, your evaluator has a rubric and they're just checking it off and seeing like, okay, like, does this person have knowledge on the topic? Do they actually, like, how are they conducting the class? Is it interactive? Things like that. So what I recommend is you just conduct the evaluation as you normally would a class and just be yourself. If your evaluator has feedback at the end, just accept it. I mean, it's all like majority of the criticism that they give is like just to make you a better teacher. So, you know, accept it, see how it is. If you have any questions, you can always ask them it, right? So you have to complete your evaluation before you can start teaching. There's no really like special cases about that. You have to do your evaluation. That is our way of ensuring that you are fit to be a good teacher with us. Again, you have 1 month to do your evaluation after you sign up, because honestly, it's just our way of ensuring that you're still interested in teaching with us, and also so that we can make sure that there's classes for you. There are special cases, however, so like if college students have signed up to do this as a summer internship, we totally understand that you have like final projects, final tests. So like, there's no worries about that. What I recommend is that since majority of the colleges in the United States end by like mid-May or like mid to late May and like early June, if you can get it done, your evaluation done by like the first week of June or the like last week of May, that'd be perfect. So what I recommend is that you should start at least now looking at the course material so that when you're actually free to do the evaluation during the last week of May. But yeah, 1 month after your sign up date, for everybody else, you have to do your evaluation. If you have had any teaching experience and you do have a video of it, you can always give it to us and we'll like, we'll keep it in our file so that we can see like, okay, we'll watch that as well as part of your evaluation, and you'll probably get a class a little bit faster. You might even get multiple classes depending on your availability and if you're a really good teacher. And like I said earlier, you can apply to be a TA before being evaluated. So yeah.
So I have a question for being an evaluation.
Yeah.
So do we have to complete all the course first, like all the course on like the Thinkline?
So for evaluation, you only the course that you're interested in like evaluating for or teaching, you go through all of the course material. Sometimes we actually ask that you sit and do the projects and the lessons on your own time so that you can see like, what should I write for this lesson? What are the notes I should do? And then, yeah, that's it. Go ahead, Jaden.
So for the deadline, does the May deadline only apply to college students? Because I'm a high school senior and I have a lot of finals, and I'm worried about like meeting the one, because also like are we gonna get notified about our deadline? Because like because I think I signed up like April 3rd or something. Yeah.
Okay, so you won't get notified, unfortunately, because we sort of, hope that you'll get started with it as soon as possible. But I totally understand, like as a high school senior, you have finals coming up. So like I said, if you can get it done at least by late May, early June, that'd be more than enough for us. Yeah. Just I hope that answers your question.
It did. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. And yeah, so like I said earlier, if you want to be a TA, you can do so before you're evaluated. So yeah, I personally don't recommend it, but if you'd like to, you can always do that. It's a really good way of getting experience. So you're done with your evaluation. What's next? So this is the section I call like the legal mumbo jumbo, because it's a whole bunch of legal stuff and it's the most boring part about the whole training process. So in the step 5 of the Start Here classroom, I'll just quickly pull it up because I haven't done so in a while. Yeah, so in the step 5 of the Start Here classroom, you can, you can find all of the teaching working form and the necessary legal forms that we ask for. So you'll be asked to fill out the W-4, W-9 if you're over 18. And if you're underage, so if they're under 18, you'll be asked to fill out the A300, the W-4, and the W-9. So let me give you some more information about actually pull up the A300 because you can see how, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You can see how annoying it is. It's a pretty long form. So you first fill out all of this, then you email this section to us and we'll fill it out for you. And then you have to get your doctor's certification, proof of age, and you have to get your school principal signing it. And yeah, I think somebody else in the school district has to do this. So as you can see, it'll take a while. So we ask that as soon as you're done with your evaluation, get started with this and then email the form to us. We'll fill out part B and then we'll email this back to you and then fill everything else. And then you can fill out the Google form right here. And, you know, depending on what you want to get paid, get volunteering hours, things like that, you'll be taken to a different part in the form. Right. So that is the legal stuff. It might not seem like a lot, but it's kind of annoying, I will say. But yeah. So once you actually pass your evaluation, our operation team will contact you for a class to teach. So we will reach out to you because we have it in our database, okay, this person passed. These are all of their good stuff that they've done. And yeah, we'll reach out to you for your availability. So there are teacher availability forms available for you to fill out your availability for. So I can quickly show you it real quick. Right, so this is the teacher availability form. You can just fill out whatever course you can teach, then when you want to teach, and you know, your availability again. And you can teach as many classes as you want, but I will say this, if this is your first time teaching, don't ask for too many classes because there is no guarantee that it's not always going to end up good for you, right? Because if you're nervous or if you're not able to actually conduct one class properly, then you're upsetting kids and parents. And then if that's the same quality of teaching that you're doing for your other classes, it's not going to end up well. So yeah, we ask that especially if you're a beginner, take 1 or 2 classes, and then if you think that you can handle more, after a couple of months, we'll gladly give it to you. So yeah, that's my little thing about class assignment. So yeah, you have that. And then also you can choose as many classes as you want. Like I've been saying, you can create your own class on ThinkLand once you've evaluated. I ask that you actually only do this once you've evaluated and you're in the middle of your legal work, so that we don't have people who haven't evaluated actually sign up for a class assignment. So again, only do this after you're done with your evaluation. I'll be sending out this presentation so you guys can click the links yourself and, you know, check it out and look at the tutorial. So the most fun part about, you know, teaching, you get paid, right? So payday is the 19th of every month, and we will pay you once we receive your legal forms. So again, that's the W-4, W-9, and the A300, depending on if you're underage. So payment is for the 16th of the previous month to the 15th of the current month, and we send this out through Zelle. So we also can pay outside of the United States, and that's a different process that it will be like visible. You can see like how we do it on the Start Here Classroom. And if you aren't sure about that, you can always reach out to one of us through the Discord server that I'll show you in a little bit. So yeah, as you can see, we base your hourly rate by the class size. So as you can see, like if you have 7 to 8 plus students in your class, you'll get paid about $50 per hour. But if you have like 3 to 4 or 5 to 6, it's like $20 to $30. Now, does that mean that when you're asking for a class, you should be like, oh, can I get 10 students so that, you know, like we understand sometimes like when we can figure it out if you ask for like a certain number of students that you really want the money, and that we totally understand that. That's totally understandable. But again, this is where you have to evaluate yourself. Like, do you think you would be able to handle a class size of 10 students, let's say, on Zoom? And like, do you think you can effectively teach and manage it? So that has to be something on your side that you have to think about. But I mean, if you're up for it, I guess you can go ahead and ask for a larger class size. Preferably, we only really offer it, or we only really give it to those who have actually experienced with teaching with us, and also if they have prior experience themselves with teaching kids coding in the past. All right. So that's the whole payday situation. Teaching requirements. So on step 6, or in step 6 of the Start Here Classroom, you can see that we have a whole checklist / rule sheet in there where we have all the things that you need to know as a teacher with us. So the 2 main things that we ask you to do as a teacher with us is your attendance at the beginning of the class, and class reports at the end of the class. So I'll go more into class reports I think in the next slide, but class reports are to be done for each student and each individual student. Like I've been saying in the past couple of slides, teachers can receive volunteering hours or pay. If you want, you can get a mix of both. We can do that as well. TAs, they only receive volunteering hours. Your main job is to really help out the teachers. I have heard, however, that like some teachers just don't give their TAs anything and the TAs just sit there. So what I recommend you do is like if you end up being a TA, I recommend that you ask your teacher like, oh, the person you're supposed to help out, like, oh, how can I help out around the classroom? Because I'm assuming most of you, if you become a TA, you want the experience before you teach. So what I've done in my past classes that I've taught is I've had my TA teach one project and then I would teach the other. So this way, the TA is learning how to teach the class and like also teaching the concepts. And then also if they need help, I can sort of veer them into the right direction when it comes to the class, like how to do it. So like talk to your teachers, see how it like works something out, and really just show that you're interested in doing it. All right. Now, when I say show that you're interested in doing it, that also should apply to when you're teaching the kids. So it's really important that you show that you care, because kids will reflect the amount of effort that you put into their own work. If they see that you're putting in a lot of effort and interest into teaching them, they will put that same amount of energy into actually learning and doing their work. So really show that you care. Class change, we understand if things come up and, you have a conflict or emergency. So we understand that. So we really prefer that you don't change class, but if you have to, make sure you let us know beforehand. I can even show you a little bit, a website where you can submit all of this. And we also have a pacing guide. In each course, you'll find at the top like a pacing guide. Now, it's not necessary that you have to follow it strictly. If you notice that your class is struggling with a concept, let's say, spend time on it. Don't just be like, oh, the pacing guide says this, I have to reach this point at this time. So just follow what your class needs and it'll be good for everyone, right? So logistics. So like I said at the beginning, we handled the Zoom. So we will give you the Zoom account. and we'll give you the host ID, things like that. I know it says be in the Zoom and school.thinkland AI like 10 minutes before the class. I mean, since I'm a little bit experienced, I'd get in there like 5 minutes before class. But I mean, if you want to be a good teacher at the beginning, you should definitely be there 10 minutes before class, but it's totally fine. 5 to 3 minutes before class is more than enough. I know some people actually get in right when class starts. So long as you're not late, it's okay. That's how I view it. So yeah, at the beginning of every class, make sure you submit your class attendance, and you can find like that little tutorial when I send this presentation. It's, I believe, also in the Start Your Classroom. We also ask that you record the class in Zoom. So we use these like recordings when we're doing your evaluation like a couple months down the line. So what we do is we watch one of like a random class recording of yours, and we see like, okay, has this person grown as a teacher or have they stayed the same? We want to make sure that you have not deteriorated. So yeah, we really ask that you record the class, and at the end of every class, you submit the class report. So the class report has like, you'll be submitting a video recording of the Zoom that you can put in a Google Drive and then put the shareable link file in there. And then you'll write what you did in class, a little summary, then some of the content. So I know that some people write like, oh, like the actual notes. What I do is I copy my notes from the class and I put it into the class content. And then I can show you some examples of the class report. So once you write the class content and summary stuff, you'll be writing a quick little 2 to 3 sentences about how the student performed in class. So if they really participated and they gave really good insight on something, just you can write that and you're done for that. Yeah, those are the really important parts of a class report. So I'm going to show you some examples of a class report right now. So this is considered a bad class report. It's kind of vague. There's not much detail to it. It's just like students did this, student did that, I did this, I did that. So we really want a little bit more detail when it comes to this. So this is what we consider a really good class report. I mean, it has a quick summary at the top, and then it goes into like the notes and what was actually covered in the class. And like, it's sort of like a step-by-step or like a progression on what exactly was done in the class. And then the class of performance, you can see like, oh, the student did this, he asked questions, he tried examples, things like that. And then after class requirements, comments, that's all, yeah, that's totally up to you if you really want to fill out that area. So yeah, this is another good class report. And this is a really like, it's good, but it's super like I know it's like the person who wrote this, they created actually a Python program to automatically create these headers for him, along with the whole like formatting and stuff. He just puts it in that program and it automatically does it for him. So you don't have to do anything like this. I mean, if you want to knock yourself out, but something like the first, like this one is more than enough. But yeah, that's a little bit about the class reports. So yeah, if it's this long, it's, I mean, if the report is this in depth, then it's more than enough, right? All right. And what we actually ask is that each teacher at the end of every course, you guys should be writing evaluation and recommendation for each of your students. So basically, you're gonna be, what's it called? Yeah, you're gonna just show like, okay, what did they do in the class? Like, were they actually learning in the class? Do you think that they'd be good for the next level of the course? Or do you think that they can move on to another course like Java, from like Python to Java? So I can show you some examples of evaluation examples. You don't exactly have to worry about this right now, but this is just like some information for you that you would need to know as a teacher. So this is considered bad student evaluation because sure it condenses all of the information about the student, but it doesn't give much detail to the people who actually need to know it, like the parents. So yeah, this is what really breaks down the evaluation. You know, as you can see, they break the student down into like 5 main categories. So like class participation, attention, homework completion, knowledge, and conclusion. So from seeing like a couple of these words, I can say like, okay, Timmy is a really good student and he was recommended for the next level of the course. Now, if I look at Ian, however, I can tell that he is not a very good student because you can see that the class participation, he would rarely volunteer, class attention, I have to repeat myself, things like that. So really, we want to know like, how was the student in your class and what do you think they should be doing next? All right, so that's evaluation stuff. All right. Next slide. All right. So you can check all of your class information through this website that we have. It's called thinklearn.ai/myclass. And in this website, you can submit like your class change requests. You can find whether your class is still on for the day and if you have any holidays coming up. So I can just quickly show you when I search up my name. So when I search up my name, I'm getting all of the classes that I've previously taught. And so this is a class that I'm currently teaching at a local college right now. And I'm seeing like, oh, I didn't have any class last week because it was spring break. But I know that I have class for the rest of the time, like for the next couple of weeks. And if I want to change my class, let's say I have something coming up tomorrow, I can just click this link right here and it'll autofill some of the information. And then I have to fill out like, why am I gonna miss it? And, you know, like what's up, things like that. So once you do that, Daniel or Mike will reach out to you and say like, okay, we're gonna make it up for this time. I'll go more into detail about who Daniel and Mike are in a little bit, like towards the end when I'm showing the Discord servers. So yeah, you can find all of the important information that you need on the My Class website. So like I was saying earlier, we really prefer if you don't skip class or have to change class because, you know, it messes with the students' learning and it's sometimes it just like, it's a little bit of a mess. So yeah, we really prefer if you don't change it, but it's totally understandable if you have to. Yeah, you can always submit your class change request through that website right there that I showed you. All right. So demo classes, these are some opportunities that we have for our teachers to, you know, grow within our organization and also just to like get a gauge of how students are in our organization. So we have these demo classes every Friday from 4 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. And what we do is we actually reach out to you individually if we think that you'd be a good fit to conduct a demo class once you're done with your evaluation. But if you think you would be interested in it and you're free a certain Friday, you can always reach out to one of us and we'll guide you into the right direction. Your demo class is actually your evaluation topic. So it's basically something that you've already taught before. So don't even worry about like the whole like, oh, I'll have to create a whole new lesson, nothing like that. We like, you know, create it. So no worries about that. And for the time that you spend for your demo class, you will receive volunteering hours and a $20 reward if students actually sign up after the demo class. So that's a little incentive. We conduct these demo classes because we're trying to get other schools throughout the nation, throughout the globe to team up with us in AiGoLearning and so that we can spread the love of STEM for students all across the country and globe. This is the training orientation video. This is like a video you can watch after your evaluation. It can be found on our AiGoLearning YouTube page. And it basically has like information that you should do, like, and information that you should follow after you're done with your evaluation. And it'll go more into depth of what I said today. We also have teaching for leadership. So we have a STEM for All program, which is a really good way to grow within our organization. I think all of you were asked in your application whether you would be willing to teach for underprivileged and low-income students. So for these classes, you will be receiving volunteering hours. There will not be any pay. A lot of people actually say yes, and that's really exciting because we have so many classes for STEM for All going on. And it's really exciting that we can bring these opportunities to people who normally wouldn't get it. We can also help you open up a club at your school. So I believe we have one in a couple of high schools right now. So if you're open to doing that, you can reach out to one of us and we'll send you a little step-by-step guide on how to do that. Or you can open up a local chapter. So you can open up an AiGoLearning branch in your state, country, or province. So I can show you guys in the next couple of slides what we have, like a couple of branches that we have. I believe we have AiGoLearning India, Switzerland, Canada, and Vietnam. We also have AiGoLearning Texas. So but that's not a country. So yeah. AiGoLearning is also a certified President's Volunteer Service Award. So this is a really good award to get. Any hours that you earn or you spend with working with AiGoLearning, they can all be amounted for in for this award. So there's different qualifications and not qualifications, but requirements for each medal. So yeah, if you're interested in this, definitely do target your goals with AiGoLearning to match up with this. You can also sign up to be part of our team, like our core team. So there are different departments that we have available. If you think that you would be a good fit for it, definitely do consider signing up. So you can be part of the training team and like help me out with the whole training process. We have a marketing team, class development or curriculum development, class management, technology, and a couple other ones. So if you're interested, definitely do check it out. I'll just quickly show you guys our website. So we actually started in August of 2020 from like a size of like, I'd say like about 8 people to 15-ish. We all met up actually last August for the first time. And this is our current leadership team. So these are like the leaders of the current departments that we have. You can read more about it. These are our actual team, our team that we work with. And you can read more about our different departments if you're interested in joining it. These are the branches that we actually have in America right now. And you can check out our individual like other branches, like national global branches. So if you live in any of these countries that you think you'd be a really good fit for it, you can always like click on one of these links and check them out, contact them and let them know. But yeah, definitely do check this out. All right, moving on. So I'm going to do a little bit of a shameless plug right now, but you should definitely follow our social medias. So on our social media, you can find different like tips of the day, and like we'll have like opportunities that teachers can like have, like we have opportunities for teachers on our social media that we advertise. And also we have a hackathon coming up in August. So we'll be posting more information about that on these social media. So if you want to stay up to date, definitely do check us out on them. So just to summarize everything that I've really said in this presentation, this is the timeline you should be following for your training. So you've already done your evaluation, my bad. You've already done your application. You should have received the ThinkLand login info. Now just join the Discord server. It's optional to join the training session sign up, which is what all of you here are doing. And yeah, just join the various training classrooms for the courses that you are looking for, evaluation, sign up, and then legal stuff, and then just do the teacher availability. So yeah, that's basically a quick little summary about everything I've talked about today. So let's get to some of the questions you sent out or you gave me. So so your evaluation, again, I recommend when you're doing evaluation, you sign up for like weekends. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, anytime during those days, our evaluators are free. But I know that we have a lot of high school evaluators. So some of them are actually have like APs coming up. So they're pretty busy with that prep, but weekends are still a pretty good day for our evaluators. So definitely do look at that. The summer vacation starts our summer vacation starts like mid-May, early June, and it will end around mid or like late August, like first or second week of September. So during this time, we actually have our like a large number of students because our students don't have any school, and rather than being idle at home, we want them to be on idle at home. Get it? Because like Python idle. Okay, yeah, whatever. So yes, definitely you should target to teach during our summer session. Yeah. And will I start tutoring directly after the training? So I mean, I'll get to your question, but I personally would not think of this as tutoring, because tutoring is almost like they have some experience with the topic or like the course, but they just need help like tuning it. So definitely do look at this as though you're actually a teacher, like you're teaching students things that they've never learned before. So yeah, but after you're done with your training, you have to do your evaluation before you can start teaching. Will I be able to set my own schedule? You can like take as many classes as you want, so long as your schedule can permit it. And we'll let you know if there's any classes that fit your availability as well. Payment is based off of your class size. So again, you can go through the presentation once I've sent it out, and you can see like the chart. It's also available on the Start Here Classroom. So yeah. Do we have any off weeks? If you check the My Class like website, you'll definitely see the days that you have off. Majority of it are like US national holidays, or if we have a hackathon coming up and it like intersects with your or conflicts with your class, right? What do we do if there's a conflict with the class? Again, if you just fill out the class change request form in the My Class website, you can just submit your form through that. You aren't really taught the material beforehand. We give it to you. It's completely self-paced. So you have a whole month to complete your training and evaluation, with special cases being college students and like high schoolers who have finals coming up. How many students will we have in a class? It's anywhere between like 1 student to, I'd say the max we have is like 12 students. So yeah, that's I guess like how many students you'll have. But again, like I said earlier, don't ask to have too many students, especially if this is your first time teaching. It won't end well majority of the time. Next round of classes begin. We actually have some classes available now, but what I actually recommend is like if you're looking to teach like a full session, wait until May or June to actually teach a full class, because currently you'll probably get like a shorter class length right now. So yeah, definitely target your current goals to be for the summer of 2022. Do I need to begin taking any courses now? I recommend you after this session, you look at the course materials and for the courses that you're interested in. That way you can be prepared for anything that you have and like anything you need to do. And if you know that you have something coming up towards like end of May, June, you can start preparing right now for your evaluation and hopefully do it before then. How much time commitment will this be? it's, I mean, okay, so like I said, like your classes depend on your availability. So if you can only like contribute an hour a week, that's your time commitment will be. But if you can do more hours or like a longer time, multiple times during a week, definitely go for it. I mean, it's at the end, it's your decision. We'll just execute what you want. Um, Training, we recommend that you spread it out for like 2 weeks max, especially if you're doing multiple courses. You can take 2 weeks and just do that. That's what I recommend. Um, you don't really need any more time once you do it, right? Should I go through the content in a specific order? Yes, I recommend you do that because that way when you're like, reviewing it on your own time, you know that, okay, this is like the way it's organized. So I have to go through this lesson before the other one because we've thought through it and when we come up with the curriculum that we think that, oh, doing this lesson before another lesson would be really good, beneficial for the students. So yeah, definitely follow the current order that we have, right? So if you have any questions right now, feel free to put it in the chat or you can unmute. If you think of any questions, you can feel free to email me on through that, like whatever I've emailed you through, or you can DM me or Jatin through Discord. Before I show you the Discord, I'll just open up the floor to anybody who has any questions.
I have a question. So for like, it says there is different steps, right? Like step 1, set up your account. Step 2, watch your introduction video. Step 3, choose the course to study. So for like the step 3, like do we have to actually do all of those training videos on it?
No, you do not have to do all the training
So we
videos.
only pick the ones that we actually like to be study or teaching in, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then after that, when we complete the evaluation for like which particular category we have to complete the evaluation on, because there's like I think there's 5 links for it.
Yeah, so depending on the course that you are interested in evaluating for, you have to do that evaluation. So if you're doing Python evaluation or if you're interested in teaching Python, you will do the 003 evaluation. And that is the calculator project.
Okay, let's say I want to do like C++ and data structures. Like
So yeah,
I don't actually see that.
yeah. So if you go into the C++ classroom, it should be there. If you go into the, I think step 3 of it, you'll see the other classes. So if you click join the 007 training materials or just look at that and click enroll, you should see it. I can.
Yeah, I see the classroom. Like I'm talking about in case of evaluation one, because I don't see that to complete the evaluation. That's why.
Oh, 1 second. Let me just quickly pull it up on my end. All right, so I believe this might be the one for you, like the what's it called? The evaluation for a C++. You probably will see it like here at the top. I can check that out for you and let you know how it goes for the C++ evaluation.
No, I'm talking about like let me
Like,
share my screen if I could, like for a
are
second.
you talking about like over here? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so this is like, we just put this currently for our main courses, like the core classes that we offer. Our extensions and like the evaluation information for that can be found in each individual classroom.
Okay, so we don't actually have to come back to
No.
step 4 to complete any of these, right?
No, not at all.
So let's go do this step process. So I think that everyone can understand as well as me personally. So like step 1, we set up an account. Step 2, we could watch an introduction video based on think land, and then we choose the course that we want to study. Let's say if I'm doing C++ classroom, I go into the classroom and then I do the training. There's a training section I see. And then there's also a self-student enrollment. I'm not sure what is actually that one for.
Yeah, so you just click the enroll. That's just the way you join the classroom. That's it.
Okay, but then afterward, how will we finish or complete the evaluation for that specific category?
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to show you all next. So in the Discord server, we have there's an evaluation Discord server where you can find the invite on here. You can find this evaluation server for the Discord right here. And in this, you will be first asked to edit your name so that you can just type it up. And then you'll be asked to select the courses that you are going to evaluate for, or you want to evaluate, like, yeah, whatever you're able to evaluate for. And then you can schedule an evaluation right here. If you click this button, you will get a DM in your Discord, and it'll just ask you for the important information regarding how to set up your evaluation, and all of the evaluators that are available for that course during that time will get a message saying like, hey, yeah, I want to do this. All right.
I think I did try to join it, but I'm not sure. Oh, so yeah, I had to go through like a step-by-step process, right? Whereas like, okay, I got it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. So like I said, this is the Discord server for the evaluation. And this is the teacher, what's it called? The oh, I don't know. Okay, I don't know who this is. I'll probably reach out to them later. But basically, this is the Discord server where you can put in any questions that you have, and someone will reach out to you, and yeah, we'll respond, things like that. Like I said, this is a good place to network. We have like close to 700 people in this server, so a lot of them, I prefer, like, if you have any questions or if you want to reach out to someone, reach out to the people who are actually online, because they're most of the people who will respond to you.
What about in terms, I see like evaluators there. Like, could we just reach out to them? And
yeah, of course. So the evaluators right here. I mean, currently it's only me right now, but yeah. So if you reach out to anyone in this, you can always, they'll be pretty open to responding to you. Some of them might just lead you to somebody else. So definitely follow that. There are more evaluators down here. Whoever's green in this, you can always reach out to them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, that is really it. You can always reach out to any of these people right here, training instructors. There are some, like, when there's more people online, you'll see more people up here. But yeah, that is it. You can find me right here in this area, so you can always just message me. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a couple of questions. So I only have the new teacher. I'm only a part of the new teacher server, so the evaluation server. That is okay. I see the link for there. So yeah, I just wanted to like re-clarify about like the deadline for the evaluation. So like if I needed to say, oh, I need to do this at like the end of May, do I say that on the new teacher server, or like where?
You don't have to. You don't have to. You can just do it whenever you have to. You don't have to let anybody know. But especially since I know, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right. So yeah, that is really it on my end. Again, you can always reach out to me through Discord. That's my really like preferred mode of communication. I mean, I'm fine with emails, but I personally don't like emails. So yeah, I feel like they're unnecessarily formal, but it's okay, whatever. You can reach out to me on anything. If you reach out to me through email, I ask that you give me at least a couple of days to respond, because I have to, like, be like, okay, I'll be serious and like respond to you. So yeah. So if that is all of the questions that we have, I really look forward to meeting all of you and like seeing how you guys grow within our organization. This recording and presentation will be sent out in a little bit. So if you ever want to refer back to it, you have access to it. All right. All right. I will see you all then. All right. Nice meeting you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.